Good morning, CEOs, co creators of Extraordinary Outcomes. This is Coach B, life coach, the CEO, the co creator of Extraordinary Outcomes. We were here at exactly 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I had a sound problem, went out of the live. I'm coming back to you today to talk about the topic of leadership. So let's find out how everyone's weekend was. My weekend and week was really good. It was productive, very busy. Got a chance to do some trainings for an organization that went pretty well. Had a weekend of rest. Put those 16-hour days in, and then after that happens, you definitely need some time for self care. So I took the weekend to relax, to take it easy. And now I'm here with you this Monday morning. If you want to leave a comment on the stream, feel free to do so. Feel free to do so. The comments would look something like this. You can hit the link. We're going live inside of Facebook and YouTube. And if you leave a comment, we'll bring the comment up. Say hey, say say hello to you. You get a chance for other people to see your face, your name, and your comment. I want to thank my new subscriber. Thank you so much. That was definitely encouraging to me to have new subscribers. So thank you for subscribing. Continue to watch. Whether you watch me at 7:30 or whether or not you watch the replay, both are greatly appreciated. I'm going to take this comment down for now just so that we can see the rest of the slides. You can find me on YouTube, Coach B, the CEO. And again, please subscribe, like, share, or leave a comment. I do read your comments, and I will respond. Thank you so much for the engagement. So, back to the topic at hand, leadership. Leadership is the topic for today. As normal, as per usual, leadership, the state or position of being a leader. So, the thing that I want to talk about today is the state or the position of being a leader. What exactly does that mean? I come from the school of thought that leaders can be made, leaders can be born, or leaders are. And what do I mean by leaders are? If I proclaim that I'm a leader in my mind, then there will be a way of me showing up in the world. So I come from the school of thought that leadership is not always a position or a title. So notice what it says here, the state or position of being a leader. I tend to lean more towards the state of being a leader than so much of the title of being a leader. People show leadership in different ways. Some people show leadership because they're out front, they're willing to take a risk, they're willing to learn from others. That's a form of leadership. Then you have leadership that is people teaching others how or what to be or do. For me, leadership is being. Leadership is a state of mind that is demonstrated through my actions. So let me say that again. Leadership for me is a state of mind that shows or that is demonstrated through my actions. When I think about leadership, I'm thinking about the state of mind, which I just said. I'm also thinking about the roles and responsibilities of leadership. And I'm thinking about the ethical or ethics of leadership and boundaries. So to me, leadership is all encompassing of a state of mind. It could be with a title, And the reason why I say it could be with the title, suppose you work at a place and you're not the manager, you're not the CEO, you're not the supervisor. Do you still feel, believe, and act in a way that represents leadership? I'll give you an example. As a student and an employee, people would often think that I was the leader, that I was the person that was in charge of things because of the way that I carried myself. Being on time, asking questions, volunteering my service, the way that I dressed, the way that I carried myself. So a lot of times people thought automatically, because of the way that I was being, that I was the leadership part of the team where I was employed. And sometimes I was, sometimes I wasn't. Whether I had the title or not, it was still believed that I was in a leadership capacity. What about what I thought? I often felt and thought when I was younger that you had to have a title in order to be a leader. As I got older and started to develop myself and my professional career, what I discovered for myself is that I'm a leader because I say that I'm a leader and I carry myself in such a way. And that goes to the example that I just gave, that oftentimes when people were in my company, they often thought that I was the leader because I had changed my mind. When I was younger, you know, high school prior to college, I thought only people who had titles could be leaders. After high school, getting into the work world, I had decided that I'm a leader whether I have a title or not, but it came with a mindset. It also came with understanding what my role and my responsibilities are as a leader. So, in leadership, you need the ability to lead and to follow. You need to know when to lead, when to follow. There's a saying that if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. So there's times that I need to be in the room with people who are smarter than me so that I can be led, so that in turn, whatever I learn, I can give back to people in my community who are aspiring to do or be what it is that I do. So, for instance, some people that are in my community want to start their own business. Some people in my community want to take on leadership roles in their companies. And I've had in my experience to do both, to be a leader in my community and have leadership roles in my community and just be a leader just by choice. And they want to know, well, how did you do it? And what I'll simply say, it starts with the mindset and then identifying what type of leader do you want to be? What type of leader do you want to be? What would your roles and responsibilities entail in being a leader, having leadership in your community? What would the roles and responsibilities look like? And again, I'm not necessarily talking about leadership in terms of a title on a job. I'm talking about in your personal life, inside of your personal life. What would leadership look like? And how would those characteristics translate or transfer into what you do at work? And this is geared towards people who do not have a leadership title on their job. I want to be very clear. Everybody is a leader some way, somehow. Everyone has leadership capabilities and or qualities. What would that look like? What would you have to be in order to have a leadership, in order to have leadership in your life? Now, some people say if it's related to work, well, I don't really want to have a leadership role at the job. One, they don't pay me enough. It's too much work. Uh, that's beyond my pay grade. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. These are some of the comments that people um, will make in terms of how they see their role and responsibility in the workplace. Then, what are your ethical, moral values and boundaries as it relates to leadership? What does that look like for you? What does that really look like for you? And I have been thinking about how coaching how coaching is leadership, because we're role modeling what leadership looks like in our personal and professional lifestyle. So I know that in the company that I keep, we have coaches that talk about leadership. They are cultivating leaders to be able to have a phenomenal life in their career. When I'm thinking about leadership, I want you to have a phenomenal lifestyle, both in your professional and personal life. Hence why I became a life coach. I'm a strong believer that if you're not if you're not a leader in your own life, how do you become a leader in someone else's life? How do you demonstrate leadership in your life with your family, with your community, and with your friends? And we're not talking so much about somebody being bigger, better, or anything like that. But when I think about leadership, can people count on you? Are you making an impact in somebody's life for the better? We're not talking about money, we're talking about impact. Are you willing to serve people? Are you willing to assist people, both in your personal life and in your professional life? Are you willing to serve people? Are you willing to help people have a better quality of life? So when I think about leadership, I'm always thinking about how can I improve my life? How can I improve the life of people around me? How can I be of service? How can I role model, lead by example, that leadership is an important quality to have? It's an important characteristic to building your career, your personal life, your family life, what have you. What does that look like? Can people depend on you? Do you have qualities in your life that other people would like to have? I remember someone once saying, "Well, who's the five favorite people in your life?" And if these are your favorite five, what are the qualities? What are the characteristics that they have that you would that I would like to have, or do I have those same type of qualities for myself? And when I did my list, I was like, wow, this is amazing to be able to do that type of inventory and really see what is it that attracts me to other leaders. What is it about them that attracts me to them? And so integrity is important for me. Integrity is a big thing for me. And integrity is about people who keep their words. So when I'm looking at leaderships, other leaders and leadership styles, I'm looking at whether the person keeps their word. That's an important quality. whether or not people are on time. I'm looking at the way they engage or interact with people. Do they need to take over the whole conversation, or do they share in the conversation? I'm looking at their level of knowledge. I'm looking at their ability to say, I don't know. Uh, that's new to me. I'm looking at the quality of asking for help when they don't know. So when I think about leaderships, that's what I'm thinking about. Like I said, not necessarily a title, but who people are being, what qualities, what characteristics do they have that resemble being a leader in their family, in their community, and at work. So for me, integrity is important, being on time is important, the ability to ask for help, the willingness to go the extra mile to help somebody else, the willingness to share a level of responsibility. To me, those are great leadership qualities to have. So, the question that I have for you is, how impactful is your leadership in your family, your work, and your community? So, let me just put that question out there again. How impactful, how impactful is your leadership in your family, your work, and community? And community. How impactful is it? What changes have you made? What In which way are you being of service in your family, at work, and in your community? What are you changing for the better? Or do you have the mindset, that's not for me. I don't need all of that added responsibility. They don't pay me to do this, they don't pay me to do that. Or are you of the mindset that leadership is a quality of life? Leadership is a quality of being. Those are questions that I have for you this morning. This has been your Monday Morning Magic. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you next Monday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.